Hello guys, I'm Spicy Build, and this is going to be a review on the Hot Toys movie masterpiece series, MMS354, Aliens, Alien Warrior, of course from the movie Aliens, which is probably the best movie in the franchise. This is a 1/6 scale collectible figure. Retail price for this figure is around $249.99. Yeah, this figure came out in 2016. This is actually the second version that the Hot Toys done. This is technically called the 2.0. When Hot Toys started out as a company, I think their first figures were from the Aliens franchise, and they did a lot of Aliens and Predator, and they were pretty good. I mean, most people call them like model kits because you have to do a lot of assembly. Those were interesting times for Hot Toys. Now there's like a premier 1/6 scale figure maker, probably the best in the business. I don't see any company is gonna outdo Hot Toys anytime soon. And this figure here is actually sculpted by a very famous Chinese, Cantonese sculptor, Joseph Tsang. I'm a big fan of his work. This is one of the reasons I got this figure. I'm completely satisfied with this figure. So if you want to see the unboxing video, I do have the unboxing video for this figure. So I'll put that in the link in the video description. And if you also like Aliens, you like Joseph Tsang's work, you should check out my review on the Alien Girls, the Hot Toys Alien Girl. That is also, he also sculpted that figure. Which I think, well, it's pretty good if you like, this kind of creatures and stuff like that. Alright, so we have the instruction manual. As always, it tells you what you can and cannot do with the figure. Basically, the arm should not go out more than 30 degrees. And the legs can bend 90 degrees and the elbow can bend 90 degrees. Also, don't keep the jaw in this position for a long period of time because the lower jaw is actually made from very soft rubbery material. Over time it can crack and the whole lower jaw could fall off. So, and that is irreplaceable. So that's that. So just be very careful when you're leaving this figure in display for a long time. Make sure you unbend the arms, the legs, and yeah, don't let the jaw situation come out like that, because that's going to be a very big problem. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at the figure. We do have the effect parts right here. These are magnetic, so you can take the bits and you can stick it here. Only two positions on the head that have the magnet. There's one little part right here and then one little part over here. You stick it anywhere else, this thing's just gonna fall off, so just be aware of that. So we can put that over here. This one here is more freestyle because instead of magnets, you have these screws, or yeah, and then you can just peg this in anywhere you like, assuming they stay in place. Yeah, it's you have to find the right spot. I think the torso has a few spots where you can peg these in like that, like that. I mean, you can be kind of creative with this. Yeah, like, taking a big shot into the chest, into the head. I think these are pretty cool, and there's also shading inside, so yeah, very nicely done. Okay, so the figure itself, well, it does come with a stand, so we're gonna start from the bottom here. Okay, so the stand says Alien Warrior. This is actually just a reuse of Alan Ripley's stand from seeing the Alien. Yeah, Alan Ripley from Alien, not from Aliens, from Alien, the first movie. They did a figure for Ripley, and they use this stand right here. So yeah, it's nothing special. I mean, technically it's better than what you get with like other figures. At least they put some effort. There's actual sculpt work and detailing and stuff like that instead of just some basic generic stand. But Yeah, I wish it was something like I wish they'd have given something more like the Alien Girl, where it's like xenomorphs, with like the whatever those weird those structures that they create out of like secreted resin or something like that, and then maybe put like an egg or a face hugger or something like that. That would make a very cool base. But anyway, here we have the bottom of the figure. Let's go ahead and take a look at the feet. Sculpt work. I mean, basically. If you're buying this figure for articulation, you are gonna be quite disappointed because I can tell you right now, you're not buying this figure for the articulation. The articulation is pretty bad. You're buying it for the sculpt work and the paint work. It's very nice. You have this very nice base color of this like light blue, not light blue, like dark blue, black and blue. And then you have like some, the external, like the shading or like all these tubes on this brown color. So it's very, very accurate to the movie. Okay, I'm going to just go through some basic articulation because, this articulation is very hindered or limited on this figure. You can articulate the feet a little bit. You can move it around like that. You can also hinge up and down. It's nothing too, nothing too special here. Yeah, this thing is only capable of a couple poses, but yeah, it's not like it's not like a kid's toy. So you just want to like find a decent pose and then leave it like that. Okay, and then the knees obviously can bend 90 degrees, so we can go like that. It does have this very interesting rubber suit, kind of remind me of some of the Star Wars Stormtrooper figures. Stuff like that. Yeah, you can barely bend the knee. You can get it like this, and then the suit will bend it back into position. So, okay. And as far as the hip goes, barely anything. You just raise it like that. So this thing is never ever gonna come even close to my posability benchmark. But I still consider this figure one of my most prized possessions. Yeah, I don't know why people call like these figures grails. Why is it a grail? I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe they believe in religion or something, and they consider it like a holy grail. That might make sense. Yeah, but to me, this is just a prized possession. Okay, waist have articulation right here. Calling it a holy grail. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Okay, so anyway, we have the you can articulate this back and forth. Well, I guess it makes sense. This is a holy grail of collecting. Something that's very hard to find. Okay, so yeah, you have articulation there, some decent range. That's actually not terrible. And you can also bend the waist. It's got the ab crunch. When you move it back a little bit, you can start to see a hole here. So that's probably not something you want to do. I kind of like it hunched forward a little bit. I think that's pretty cool. It doesn't say anything about the restrictiveness of the chest. So I guess you can do that. That's make for a very interesting look. Alright, so you rotate the arm right there. The arm can just go out 30 degrees, and I already have it at 30 degrees, so we're not going to mess around with that. Elbow's already bent at 90 degrees, like that. You can get it a little bit more, but then the suit's going to push it back out. We have the arm rotation right here. I think it's a basic Hot Toys peg system. So there we go. It comes off, you can see. Rotates like that, go in and out, up and down. Yeah, the hand looks really cool. It's not gonna hold anything, but there we go. Let's put the arm back in, the hand back in. Stays in place pretty good. I haven't really seen any significant QC problems with this figure other than that little hole right there. That looks a little weird. I kind of don't like that. But, as far as an alien goes, I am pretty much completely satisfied with the sculpt work and the paint work on this figure. So this is basically, yeah, if people call these a holy grail, then I guess this is a holy grail. It's to me, this is very satisfying. Okay, for the tail, this is a bendy wire, so you can bend the tail, to make some various poses. You can make it look like he's gonna strike somebody with the tail, or not. Yeah. Okay, let's get to the head. So the head is actually on a ball joint right here. You can actually pop the head off very easily. So if you want to pop it off, the reason why you want to pop the head off is to activate this gimmick right here. There's this tab where she had to push forward in order to activate the jaw right there. So let's go ahead and take a look at the jaw. So you can see the sculpt work here is all very nicely done. Right there. Let's focus on that. That actually looks really good. The paint work. The only thing I don't like is how soft the lower jaw is. So this can be very fragile, and you cannot manually open the mouth without activating this gimmick. So that is a little bit disappointing. I'm gonna try a little bit, but I kind of don't want to risk breaking this figure, since like I said, it's like one of my most prized possessions at this point in time. You can see the paintwork on the head is just really, really good. So anyway, let's go ahead and put him back in that pose. I really like this pose. I think this is all right. Just like him going to attack you with the jaw. All right, to deactivate the jaw, basically you just want to go back here very carefully and push on this, and there we go. The jaw goes back in. It's actually easier to pop the head off to activate that. Trying to do it this way when it's attached is a pain in the butt, and you might actually scrape off some paint with your fingers when you're trying to activate that gimmick. So that's something to watch out about. On the back of the figure, you can see the sculpt work is very nice. I really like all the sculpting on the back of the body. Yeah, Joseph Tsang is just a very, very talented artist and sculptor. He even teaches sculpting, so the guy's a legend. So there we go. You can see all the very nice sculpt work on the body. Yeah. Let me see if I can try to get this to open. No, it doesn't work. You need to have that gimmick to push the jaw forward. Otherwise, trying to do it manually, you're gonna ruin the figure. Oh well, it doesn't really matter. I mean, the alien doesn't really have to open his mouth unless he's trying to attack somebody. It's not like they verbally communicate with people. I remember a scene in Aliens where they had to, they were under the thermonuclear whatever cooling tanks, and Sergeant Apong tell them they can't use their weapons, so they confiscate everybody's ammo in the movie. And then someone said, like, okay, so what are we gonna do if the the enemy attacks? We're gonna use like verbal abuse, harsh language. So yeah, that's what they should do. Anyway, this is a very good figure. I'm very satisfied with this figure. In 4 years of reviewing toys, I always wanted to get like a perfect alien figure. Of course, this thing is far from perfect. But as far as something that's like mass-produced, mass-produced or manufactured, I think this is the best we have so far. Yeah, maybe Hot Toys will do like a 3.0 and top this. But as it is, as a figure, this is perfect. Well, I mean, it's not perfect. It's very good as far as figure is concerned. Yeah, of course, statues will always end up beating out these figures due to them being a lot. It's a larger scale and maybe have better paintwork and stuff like that. But as far as figure goes, I think this guy is probably the best. Yeah. If you know that if you find a figure that's better than this guy, let me know. I think the quarter scale NECA figures, the paintwork and the sculpt work is nowhere near as good as this guy. It's not even debatable. It's fact. So yeah, I kind of want to get like a NECA 1/4 scale alien, but after looking at this in like, detail, after getting this guy, I'm definitely sure that this is a much better figure overall. So anyway, that is pretty much it for the review of the Hot Toys MMS354, the Alien Warrior from Aliens, 1/6 scale collectible figure. Thanks for watching.